Hi. For those that don't know me, I'm Virginia Walton. I'm an executive burnout coach. Prior to starting my practice, I spent 24 years in the banking and finance industry. I worked from teller at a small community bank, first out of college, to I was a senior vice president, reporting directly to the chief risk officer by the time I was 38, and part of a $27 billion bank. I'd love to tell you that it was fancy degrees and family connections and it was easy peasy to move up that ladder, but it wasn't. And I nearly burned out on the way. I remember days of thinking, wow, maybe it'd be so much better to go work at Target. After all, that is my happy place. So now I want to have others have an even greater level of success than I've had and do it without the tears and pain and the long nights. That wasn't the best way to do it. Trust me. Working hard is important. Working smart is better. So, today, how do we meet our commitments without sacrificing ourselves? Sounds great, right? Let me start off by saying the goal here is not to tell you how to say no. It's to how to manage it, right? It's fall. I live on the East Coast. It's a beautiful time of year, but it's busy, right? There's Oktoberfest, and it seems like last weekend, every other thing I read on social media was another wedding. And there's apple pimping, pumpkin picking, Friday night football games, tailgating at pro football games, soccer, field hockey on the weekends. It's great, right? All wonderful things. And we want to enjoy them, especially before, again, if you live in a climate like I do, in the blink of an eye, it's going to be cold and miserable out, and you're not going to want to be going out and dark and getting together. And let's face it, we live in the world of FOMO, right? Fear of missing out. Especially, though, after last year when we couldn't do so many of these things, right? There were no funnel cakes at football games, right? So, again, I'm not going to tell you, well, you have to say no to every third ask, because that's not realistic, right? You may not be able to say no to your cousin's wedding because they were in your wedding, and it'll create a huge family strife. You may not be able to say no either to it's quarterly reporting time. And maybe, right, this board report, it's got to have the budget for next year. So it's super busy at work too. And you can't tell your child who's a senior and been playing a sport since they were 12 that, oh, I have to finish this board reporting, so I'm not going to be able to make it to your senior recognition game. Because I'll tell you what, the board won't care. Your boss won't remember in a month that you missed it. Your child's going to remember that for years. So how do you do it all? Okay, well, first, let's look at our calendars, right? Your whole calendar. We'll start with work. And you probably have more control than you think you do. You may be thinking, no, I don't. I get booked into meetings all day. I barely have time to go to the bathroom. Been there, done that. Let me tell you, you do have some control. First, are you time blocking? Are you looking and putting on your calendar space to do the tasks you need to do and get done this week or have ready for next week or the early part of next week? If not, go do that. I'm not saying book 2 hours because that's not realistic, right? But book 30-minute increments where you can to make progress on those. And are people not respecting those blocks? Will they just book right over? Been there too. Look at the meeting. Don't just blindly accept. Does it really need to be this week? If it's something that's not due till well into the end of the quarter, ask them to push it back. Or is it something that doesn't really need your input? You're really there more just to be in the loop. Delegate it. Now listen, I know it can be really hard to delegate, but here's what I've learned. The struggle with delegating is we feel like we're passing the buck. You're not. You're not. If you delegate a task, a meeting, to somebody on your staff and ask them, go in my place, take copious notes, and report back to me, or report back to our team at next week's staff meeting. You're giving them an opportunity. You're helping them. You're not dumping on them. Change your mindset. You're not passing the buck. You're helping your team grow. It gives them exposure. It boosts their confidence that you have trust in them. Do it. Do it regularly. Do it for everybody. Give them an opportunity to expand and grow. It's not passing the buck. So that you can work on the things that do require your input that they can't yet do. Okay. So, if we got a good grasp on how to look at our calendars for the rest of the week, because you still got 2.5 days, let's make the most of them. Now, the weekends in the fall are probably as crazy as your work days. I know my last weekend was between Friday morning and Sunday morning. I was at church 5 times. And no, I'm not some holy roller. And at 4 different field hockey events. Oh, yeah. So how do you make sure that there's still some relaxation and rest and you time? Let's talk about your morning rituals. You probably have them during the work week, right? You wouldn't dare leave the house without coffee or a plan to stop and get it before you hit the office for the most part. Unless you're like me and a tea drinker. Same concept. You need your caffeine, right? Maybe you start your day with a workout. You probably have things you do in the morning before you get ready for your workday that are there to help you be ready to take on the day. But do you still do them on the weekend? What about some self-care? No, I don't mean going for that monthly massage or your bi-weekly pedicure or quarterly facial. Don't get me wrong. Those things are important. And by the way, if you're doing them, are you getting the most out of them? Are you sitting there, checking work emails on Saturday morning as you get your toes polished? That's not relaxing. Or as you're laying there for that massage, are you so worried about what work emails are coming in that you're missing? Or, oh no, I forgot to send the team email about, yes, I'm bringing the snacks and this is what I'm bringing. Or ask if there's an allergy. If your mind is racing on your to-do list during your massage, you're missing out. If you're chatting with your massage therapist, you may not be getting the most. I love my massage therapist. But I made it clear when I started going to her, this is my quiet time. We can chat after, but I don't want to chat during this. I need this downtime. And you know what? She was totally cool with that. And she's been doing it for years. She'll ask me what needs work, and then it's quiet. I can shut off my mind. And she can focus on what she's doing, and she doesn't need to worry about entertaining me with chit-chat. So if you're not doing that, get the most. You're spending the money. Get the most out of it. I'm talking, though, about those little daily rituals and routines, right? If you're like me and you're my people, that hardworking type A, we get shit done. That's why we get more put on us. You're big on commitment. Are you making a commitment to yourself? Let me ask that again. Are you making a commitment to yourself? Are you making sure you have time for your non-negotiables? Do you have non-negotiables when it comes to your self-care? Maybe you don't have time for that hour run, or you can't make it to your favorite class at the gym this week because your scheduling just doesn't work. But what do you commit to every day to take care of you? I have a handful of self-care things. The one that gets done every day, no matter what, meditation. And if you're thinking, well, Virginia, that must be great. You don't have children. You don't have an hour commute. You're not trying to bounce back into the office and figure out who's in what day. You're right. I'm not. But did you hear what I said my weekend was like? I'm a busy woman just like you. But I get 5 to 10 minutes of meditation every day. It's non-negotiable. I need to quiet my mind. Doesn't matter what's going on. That happens. The workout, that might slip a day or two. My body might say, hey, we need more sleep today than time on the elliptical. Okay. But meditation every day. Now, that doesn't have to be yours. You can find all kinds of articles and books and publications on self-care routines and rituals. I'm not here to give you a whole comprehensive list. I can't. And what works for one may not work for the other. Earlier this week, I was reading about morning rituals that include tongue scraping, water with lemon, and a mind shower. I've known about the benefits of tongue scraping. This even shared more that I didn't know. It's really good for your digestive health. The thought still makes me want to gag. So it's probably not one I'm going to build. If it works for you, great. If you two are like, oh, I want to gag, then don't try that. What works for you? Really easy, really powerful one. Gratitude. Start your morning while you're having that cup of coffee or cup of tea. Write down 3 things you're grateful for. It will change your mindset for the whole day and help you manage the craziness of the fall. Because maybe you'll be thinking, you know what? Hey, I'm grateful we get to go apple picking because we couldn't do it last year. I'm grateful for the corn maze. I'm grateful that I can go see my kid play. I'm grateful for the coaches that give their time. I'm grateful that the sun is out today and they get to play. Whatever. And if you're like, I don't have time to sit down and write, I got to get them out of the house. And I got to get them to soccer at 9 a.m. on Saturday and this one to dance. And I got to get groceries. Do you take a shower? I bet most of you do that every day. So while you're shampooing, stop and think. You don't actually have to stop. As you're scrubbing, think of the things you're grateful for. Say them out loud. I'm assuming most of you are showering alone, so nobody's going to hear you. Set some affirmations. Again, you're all alone. You can do these. It doesn't require a lot of thought while you're in the shower, right? I'm thinking most of you do not read the instructions on the shampoo bottle. So you've got the mental time. Set the tone for your day. As you're running around crazy, if you've set yourself up for gratitude, it doesn't feel so chaotic. You appreciate it more. And you know it's short term. Maybe say, you know what? We'll have all of our chaos done by dinner. And at 6 o'clock, I can shut down. I'm going to bed early. The kids are ready for the week. We're ready for the week. I'm getting a good night's sleep. Great. Whatever works for you, find it. Listen, I'm not saying to say no to all the fun and busyness and chaos of the fall. Enjoy it, right? Especially since we didn't get to be together as much as we wanted last year. Don't miss out. But remember, life is more than just work, chauffeur kids, shower, and repeat. So find what tasks and routines work for you. You've got non-negotiables at work. I'm sure you do. That's how you got where you are. Set some non-negotiables for yourself when it comes to your daily self-care. Whatever is best. Whether it's meditation, whether it's reading a book, knitting for 10 minutes, a walk with the dog, a walk by yourself, whatever works for you to relax you and give you some time to just turn off. Commit to yourself. You are worth it. Not to mention, you're setting an example for your kids. So, with that, remember, Maybe you didn't need to hear this right now, but one of your friends might. So consider sharing this video, as you might help somebody more than you know. And if you're not sure how to start these daily routines, this sounds great, but I just don't know where to begin. I need some help. I'm here to help. Let's connect. Drop me a message. Drop me a comment. LinkedIn, Facebook. Check out my website, virginiawalton.com. Let's talk. Let's get you meeting all your goals and helping everybody else without sacrificing yourself. Be well.